Okay, so this is the ride that we did, and this is the graph from my computer. So you can see the starting point is down here by the coast in a small seaside town called Cambria. And if we look at the graph up top here, you can see the elevation is very low. And then not too far down the road, we start to go up. We go up, we go up. And it's a really good climb. And then it flattens out a bit and a couple more climbs. And then it's nice and steady. And once we get to this point here, if you look on the graph down here on the bottom, shows you we're getting pretty close to Paso Robles. And then we turned around and then we returned trip back to the ocean. So that is option number one. Now I'm going to close this top one and just put it into a map to kind of give you an overview. So our house is located around here. What we did last year is we drove to Paso and then we drove down to Cambria. We parked the vans in Cambria and then we had two groups. One group took a more difficult route, climbing up the wall, and then I believe they came up around this way, and then I took another group and we went up the highway. So if you choose to go up the wall, that's a more difficult route. If you choose to go up the highway, it's not as hard. It's still a difficult climb, but it's not as hard as the wall. So that would be the first option. Now if we choose this option, then after this bike ride, you could go do some wine tours or some olive tours. So that would be option one. If you want to do option number two, what we're going to do is we're going to start off at, I'm just going to pull up the graph here. So option number two would be go from the Lockwood store, and just to give you kind of an orientation of where we are, our house will be around here. We'll drive down the road to the Lockwood store, and then from the Lockwood store we're going to head west. And the road that we take is called Nacimiento Ferguson Road. And if you do a Google search of Nacimiento Ferguson Road and type in cycling, it will give you some good ideas about what the road's like. So if you look here, you go through, I'm not sure if this is a park, it's all in green, but you can see how twisty and turny the road is. Especially down here, you get a lot of twists and turns, and I believe it's going to be very challenging coming back up. I mean, you're dropping down to the coast. Either ride you do is going to be challenging, but from what I've read online, this is supposed to be one of the most amazing rides in California, and the road is less trafficked. So it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, and luckily we are camping or housing in the middle of nowhere. So this would be route number two, and the distance is about 31 miles there and back. So going there and back, so we're looking at 70 miles. And the only concern with this is if you do this ride, in order to do a wine tour afterwards, we would have to come back back to the Lockwood store, and then you would have to drive to Paso, which would be about an hour or so. So that's kind of the options we have. What I want to do, I'm going to put my option out there right now, or my opinion. I always like trying new things, and I see all these twisty turny things. I think that looks like a really fun ride. The other, if you're going to look at a drawback on this one, when you come to the coast here, we're not in a town. We're at a campground with nothing around. So we'll have a van around for support. So we'll probably have like pack some sandwiches so we can have some sandwiches while we look over the ocean, and then we will pack up our bikes. No, then we'll get back on our bikes and we'll ride back. So what we did on the other ride is that we rode to the coast. No, we started at the coast, went to Paso, came back, and when we came back, we had a nice little lunch at a small restaurant. So that would not happen for the Kirk Creek campground ride. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to uh, tell me, just email me back as quickly as possible, because I'm going to make a decision before next week. So get back to me before Friday. What ride do you want to do? And I'm going to go with majority rules. If you want to go this new route, this twisty turny route, the Kirk Creek campground, or you want to do the other ride that we did before. So just let me know, and then I'll let you know what we decide. Okay, thanks guys, and happy training. Oh, one more thing. Make sure you book your shuttle for race day. Most people are booking either 7 or 7:30. Look on your athlete booklet that you can download from the website and figure out what time you need to be there. Give yourself at least an hour. Most people are booking either 7 or 7:30. So make sure you guys do that as well. Okay, thanks guys.